Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the cerebrum. The cerebrum is the largest part of the human brain and that fills most of the cranial cavity. And the cerebrum is a heavily convoluted bilobe structure. The two halves of cerebrum, which is called the cerebral hemisphere. There is a deep median cleft, the longitudinal cerebral fissure, incompletely separate the two cerebral hemisphere, and in the lower part it is connected by corpus callosum. Each cerebral hemisphere consists of an outer cortex, the gray matter, and the inner white matter. So outer cortex, the gray matter, and the inner white matter, and a large masses of gray matter that embedded in the basal part of the white matter, and this is called the basal ganglia or basal nuclei. A cavity within it is on either side, which is called the lateral ventricle. External features of cerebral hemisphere. Each cerebral hemisphere, which consists of three surfaces, the superolateral surface, medial surface, and the inferior surface. The inferior surface, which is divided into orbital surface and the tentorial surface. So, the surface of cerebral hemisphere, there consists of supralateral surface, a medial surface, and an inferior surface. The inferior divided into orbital surface and the tentorial surface, and they consist of borders, which is called the supromedial border and an inferior border. The inferior border, which is seen near to the medial surface, which is called the inframedial border, and which is seen near to the lateral part, which is called the infralateral border. And there consist of three poles: frontal pole, which is the temporal pole, occipital pole. The part of the cerebrum which is lying inside the frontal bone, which is called the frontal pole, and the part which lie the region of temporal bone, which is called the temporal pole, and this become the occipital pole, which is directed towards, or it is inside the occipital bone, and it consists of four lobes. The four lobes are frontal lobe, which is seen inside the cavity or inside the frontal bone, parietal lobe, which is seen inside the parietal bone, occipital lobe, which is seen inside the occipital bone, and the temporal lobe, which is seen inside the temporal lobe. And these four lobes, which occupies the cranial cavity in the regions of these bones: frontal, parietal, occipital, and the temporal. And there is an occasionally present and another lobe, which is called the insula, which is considered as the fifth lobe. Now we are going to look on what are the sulci and gyri. You can see in this picture lot of elevations and grooves here. Okay, so each cerebral hemisphere shows a complex pattern of convolution or elevation, which is called the gyri. These are called the gyri, and you can see some grooves between the gyres, and these gyres separate by furrows of various length called sulci. Okay, and this convoluted structure increase the cortical oleum to 3 times. Important sulci and gyri, which is seen on the three surface: supralateral surface, medial surface, and the inferior surface. So here you can see the important sulci and gyri. The main important sulcus which separate, which is seen on the supralateral surface. So there is a central sulcus, then a posterior posterior ramus of lateral sulcus. This is called the lateral sulcus. It is a deep cleft on the lateral and inferior surface, and the stem which divides into three. Here it divides into three, and first it is called the anterior, and then the ascending, then the posterior. So this one which is called the posterior ramus of lateral sulci, and the floor of the posterior ramus is the insula, which is hidden in the cortex, and we already said that the insula is the fifth lobe, considered as the fifth lobe of the cerebral hemisphere. First of all, the sulci and gyri of the supralateral surface. You can see the central sulci. This is the main important sulci called the central sulci, and this is the posterior ramus of the lateral sulci, and this one is the ascending, and this one is the anterior horizontal. So we can take the posterior ramus of lateral sulci, central sulcus, and here is a here is a notch which is called the parieto-occipital notch, and here is the parieto-occipital sulcus. So this is not the parieto-occipital, pre-occipital sulcus, and here comes the parieto-occipital sulcus. And first imaginary line which connect the parieto-occipital sulcus to a pre-occipital sulcus over here, pre-occipital notch over here, and this first imaginary line which connect the parieto-occipital sulcus and pre-occipital notch, and a second imaginary line which connect the posterior ramus of lateral sulcus to the first imaginary line, and it divides the surface or the cerebral hemisphere into four lobes. We have already said the lobes, which is frontal, parietal, occipital, and the temporal. Okay, the frontal, which is seen in front of the central sulcus, the parietal lobe, which is seen behind the central sulcus and in front of the parieto-occipital, and the first upper part of the first imaginary line, and above the posterior ramus of lateral sulcus and the second imaginary line, and the occipital lobe, which is seen behind the parieto-occipital and the first imaginary line. The temporal lobe, which is seen below the posterior ramus of lateral sulcus and the second imaginary line, and in front of the lower part of the first imaginary line. First of all, we are going to look on the sulci and gyri, which is seen on the frontal lobe. And here is the central sulcus. A sulcus which lie parallel runs downward and parallel to the central sulcus, which is called the precentral sulcus. And the area between the central sulcus and precentral sulcus is the precentral gyri. And in front of the frontal lobe, there consists of two more sulcus, superior frontal sulcus and inferior frontal sulcus. The superior and inferior frontal sulcus divide the frontal lobe into superior frontal gyri, middle frontal gyri, and inferior frontal gyri. So in the frontal lobe, there consists of precentral gyri, superior frontal gyri, middle frontal gyri, and the inferior frontal gyri. And the sulcus are precentral sulcus, superior frontal sulcus, and inferior frontal sulcus. And we know that this is the lateral sulcus, and here comes the posterior ramus of lateral sulcus, and this is the ascending ramus of lateral sulcus, and this one is the anterior ramus of lateral sulcus, or also we can say the anterior horizontal ramus of lateral sulcus. And these sulcus divide the inferior frontal gyri, area of lower part of inferior frontal gyri, into three parts. First one, the part below the part below the anterior ramus, which is called the pars orbitalis, and the part between the anterior and ascending rami is the pars triangularis, and the part posterior to the ascending rami is the pars opercularis. The temporal lobe, next is the temporal lobe. The temporal lobe has two sulci that run parallel to the posterior ramus of lateral sulci, and this is called the superior temporal sulci and the inferior temporal sulci, and divide the supralateral surface of the lobe into superior temporal gyre, middle temporal gyrus, and inferior temporal gyrus. Next is the parietal lobule, and the parietal lobe there consists of a sulcus which is called the post-central sulcus, which lies or runs downward and forward parallel to the central sulcus and little behind the central sulcus, and the area between the central sulcus and post-central sulcus which is called the post-central gyrus. And the rest of the parietal lobule, which is divided into superior parietal lobule and inferior parietal lobule by a intraparietal sulcus. So the parietal lobe there consists of post-central gyre and intraparietal sulcus, and divide the area into post-central gyre, superior parietal lobule, and inferior parietal lobule. The occipital lobe. The occipital lobe, which consists of three sulci, which is the lateral occipital sulci, lunate sulcus, and the transverse occipital sulcus. The transverse occipital sulcus, lateral occipital, lunate, and the transverse occipital sulcus. The lateral occipital sulcus divide the occipital lobe into superior occipital gyre and inferior occipital gyre, and the lunate sulcus, which is seen in front of the occipital pole, and the area in front of the lunate sulcus, which is called the gyrus descendens. And we have another sulcus in the occipital lobe, which is called the transverse occipital sulcus. And the area which is seen between the parieto-occipital sulcus and the transverse occipital sulcus, which is called the arcus parieto-occipitalis. So these are the sulci and gyre which is seen on each lobule on the supralateral surface of cerebral hemisphere. The medial surface of cerebral hemisphere, upper part, it is divisible by a longitudinal fissure, and the lower part, which is connected in the middle part and the lower part, it is connected by the corpus callosum. So first of all, we are going to look on what are the the sulci and gyre which is seen on the medial surface of cerebrum. I have already said that this is the corpus callosum. So above the corpus callosum, a sulcus which is called the cingulate sulcus cingulate or cingulate sulcus, which follow a curved course parallel to the upper convex margin of the corpus callosum. Anteriorly, it ends below the rostrum of corpus callosum, and posteriorly it runs upward to reach the supromedial border, little behind the upper end of the central sulcus, little behind the upper border of the central sulcus. So this is the sulcus which is called the sulcus cingulate or cingulate sulcus. The area between the cingulate sulcus and the corpus callosum, this is the area, and this area which is called the gyrus cingulate, and this area is separated from the corpus callosum by a callosal sulcus, So the area between corpus callosum and the cingulate sulcus, which is called the gyrus cingulate, and it is separated from the corpus callosum by a callosal sulcus. The part of the medial surface of hemisphere between the cingulate sulcus and the supromedial border consists of two parts. This is the part which is seen between supromedial and the cingulate sulcus. It is divided into two parts. The smaller posterior part which is seen around the central sulcus, which is called the paracentral lobule, and the larger anterior part, which is called the medial frontal gyrus. And these two parts are separated by a short sulcus continuous with the cingulate sulcus. The part of medial surface behind the parieto-central lobule and the cingulate sulcus, which is cut by a two major sulci into a triangle portion, and this triangular portion which is called the cuneus. Okay, and the cuneus, which is surrounded by the supromedial border posteriorly and above by the parieto-occipital sulcus and below by a calcarean sulcus. And already I have said that this is the corpus callosum, and it is divided into main parts. We have this posterior part of corpus callosum, which is called the splenium of corpus callosum. So the area which is seen between the splenium of corpus callosum and from the calcarean sulcus, which is called the isthmus, and the area which is seen between the parieto-occipital sulcus and behind the precentral lobule, there is a area which is contralateral area, which is called the precuneus. Okay, and so these are the gyrae and sulci which is seen on the medial surface of cerebral hemisphere. Next, we are going to look on the sulci and gyrae, which is seen on the inferior surface of cerebral hemisphere. And we have already heard that the inferior surface, which is divided into a small anterior part, which is called the orbital surface, and a large posterior part, which is called the tentorial surface. And here, this is the orbital surface. And close to the medial border of the orbital surface, there present a sulci which is called the olfactory sulcus, and here it lodges the olfactory bulb and the olfactory tract over here. In the olfactory sulcus, there lodges olfactory bulb and olfactory. The area medial to the olfactory sulcus, this area which is called the gyrus rectus, and the rest of the part of the the orbital surface, there is divided by an H-shaped orbital sulcus. This is called the H-shaped orbital sulcus, and it divides the orbital surface into four: anterior, posterior, medial, and lateral orbital gyrus. The sulcus and gyrae on the tentorial surface, and it is marked by two major sulci. The first one, which is called the collateral sulcus medially, and occipitotemporal sulcus laterally. The posterior part of the collateral sulcus runs parallel to the calcarean sulcus. The posterior part of the collateral sulcus run parallel to the calcarean sulcus, and the area between them is called the lingual gyrus. Anteriorly, the lingual gyrus become continuous with a parahippocampal gyrus, and this gyrus, which runs laterally to the midbrain, or it is related medially of the midbrain and the interpeduncula fossa. This is the midbrain, and here comes the interpeduncula fossa. And the anterior part of the hippocampal gyrus, there consists of another sulcus which is called the renal sulcus, and the area in front of the renal sulcus, a hook-like area in front of the renal sulcus, which is called the uncus. The area which lie between the renal sulcus collateral sulcus, and the occipitotemporal sulcus, which is called the medial occipitotemporal gyrus, and the area lying lateral to the occipitotemporal sulcus, which is called the lateral occipitotemporal gyrus. So these all about the sulci and gyri of cerebral hemisphere. So the cerebral hemisphere consists of three surfaces: superolateral surface, inferior surface, and medial surface. There are sulci and gyri on three surfaces, and there consist of three poles: occipital pole, temporal pole, and frontal pole. Four lobes: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. And the last lobe, which is the occasionally present, or sometimes we can say as the fifth lobe, is the insula, and which is present within the lateral sulcus between the temporal and the frontal lobe. And the overlying cortical area, which is called the opercula, formed from the part of frontal, temporal, and the parietal lobe. And the functions are emotions and body's homeostasis. So thank you all of you. Watch the video, prepare the note, the sulci and gyri of cerebral hemisphere.